Hi guys, it is story time. If you guys want to go to sleep and your mom's like, you have to watch something before you go to sleep. You have to watch like a story before you go to sleep. Put on a story before you go to sleep. If she says that, or if your dad says, watch a story before you go to sleep, then okay, you can watch the story. And this is the perfect story you have came to. This legend right here you're looking at. I'm trying so hard for you guys. I'm trying to get to 1K, to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. At the end of the year. Or by the end of the year. I really been trying hard. I've been doing YouTube. I've been on YouTube and doing YouTube for 5 years. But it's been really cool to be able to teach you guys stuff and show you guys some trends to watch while you're looking at the boring phone or something. And if you have so much things you've watched already that you can't even watch it anymore. You came to me. I appreciate you guys. So let's get into the story. So one night, so there's this little girl. There's this little girl. She was born in Italy. She had long hair, and she had like black and brown hair, and she was kind of brown. She was tan, she was blonde and she was tan, and she's from Italy, right? As she was growing, their mom got pregnant, and she had a baby sister. Her life was so good without a sister. Guys, it has snowed so much times over here. I cannot. No. Okay, back to the story. So then, when the little girl was born, when she was 2, she was talking about "you're loser" to the girl. Speaking of an update for the girl, the first girl, her name is, what is her name again? Her name is, shoot guys, I forgot the name. Wait, hold up, let me think. I'm trying to, Natalie in Italy. Her little sister was 2 years old, saying, "Natalie, you better give me all your clothes." When Natalie did it, the little sister, Isabella, took the clothes and started ripping them apart. The sister, Natalie, was going to the school party that was happening in Italy, and they got to go on the little Eiffel Tower thing in Italy. And then they finally went there. The place was nice. And there was like 5-star meals. Their parents were like rich. Like they were rich. They got millions every day. So Natalie wanted to go to this party. She bought a dress. This cool looking dress. She bought it from the Gucci store, right? She bought this pink dress with the Gucci on it. It was $5 million. She was saving up for it. She's been saving up for 15 years. Not to mention, she's 18 years old and her sister's only like 2. Then, when she gets home with the dress, can y'all just guess what the little sister Isabella did? Isabella. She ripped the dress. Actually, she wore the dress. And Natalie said, "Give me the dress back." And the parents found out, and she was like, "Oh, it's just so fine. Don't worry. She's just a little girl, guys. Just chill." And then Isabella said, "Here, you want it back?" She took it off, and she ate it. And ripped it apart and started stepping on it, threw it in the trash. Natalie was so mad. She didn't even want to go to the party anymore. She was fused. 5 years later, this tragic event happens. They went on this airplane. It was a Boeing 767. Everything looked all right at the first. It was a solid airplane. It was like, what is it called? What airline is it called? It's, holy guys. It was tragic. It was a Concorde accident. She boarded the flight, right? It was not Air France. It was another British Airways. Don't worry, guys, this is all fake. I'm just doing this to entertain you all. So she went on Air France. And a few minutes after the flight, the plane started doing barrel rolls. And all of the stuff was flying. All of it was flying everywhere. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not actually in Italy. I'm sorry. I was just joking. I'm in Oahu. I'm in Hawaii. So then, the plane started banking. She had her seatbelt on, but the other people, like the waiter, was serving food, and the food went flying. The hot soup poured on this man that was on the flight. He was a French man. He was like a French man. And he got drenched in it. And he got burned all over his body. Burned. And it kept banking for 15 hours until the pilots stopped it. But little did they know. Little did they know. The little sister, Isabella, their parents were not in the flight. Isabella and Natalie were only in the flight. Them two spent $2,000 on those tickets. Like, so much money wasted on tickets. But they had to. They've been waiting all their paradise for this. They were going to, what was it called? They were not going to France. They were actually going to Japan. And they landed. But after they landed, the plane started banking to the right. And then the pilots had to stop it by pulling the plane back up. The alarm went, sink rate, pull up. And they kept trying desperately to get it up. And they got it up. So then the nose was up and they couldn't put it down. So what the plane started doing was the tower saw the fire in the jet and it started stalling. This is not the Air France Concorde one. This is a fake one. This is actually the Concorde. This is Air France 580. So then they were taking this big thing. They were stalling. It was tragic. It's not 4590. They were stalling right on they were stalling right on country they were stalling in the middle of a highway. And the cars so all the cars, some of the cars pulled out, but some of the people were not looking in the air. Isabella and Natalie knew what was gonna happen. They knew they were gonna die at that one moment, but they didn't actually die. So she kept screaming, "No, I'm gonna die, no!" And the planes kept stalling and stalling and stalling and stalling, and it finally hit the highway. After 25 hours, they were trying to land in Tokyo, Haneda Airport. I'm sorry, I have this Italian accent. Haneda Airport, and they were landing at Haneda Airport, but the plane banked and it stalled on top of the highway. Then, as soon as the tail hit the ground, it broke off. And that was the same part. Half of the plane just got in half. And the pilots finally took it out of a stall, but the full plane did not. Isabella and Natalie were in first class. They were in first class. They knew it was worth it. And the whole plane stalled and hit the highway. Not the whole plane, half of the plane. But the pilots got it back up, but the whole tail and half of the plane was missing. So then, there was one of Natalie's good friends in the back of the plane, in the tail part. And she looked back. Natalie looked back at her friend, aka, she's actually from Japan. and they used to be good friends a long time ago. Back when they were a baby and they went to Japan, they met each other and they were so happy. But her name was Amber. And the plane's tail, where Amber was from first class, Natalie could see Amber. Natalie could see Amber. So she said, "No!" And Amber said, No. And they started looking back, and Natalie watched as the tail went down and stalled and caught fire. Amber got out safely, but some of the other people, Amber had to carry 5 people. She had to carry 2 people with one hand. No, with 2 hands. And put them on. And then she had to carry 4 people altogether. There was only 4 people. And there was technology in the back by Amber in the tail section. If this Isabella actually survived, so with Natalie, Amber survived. There was 65 fatalities, and there was 295 people on board the flight. People were devastated. They lost some important souls. Probably some of them were kids, but when Amber saw she rescued all of the kids. But soon after, it exploded right on the highway. And it devastated the whole country. After it was on the news, the news said 18-year-old Amber saved 50 people. Actually, saved 190 people on board Air France 560. It's 560? Air France 560. It was all over the news. Isabella, on the other hand, and Natalie were heavily injured. They were injured so bad. They had after Isabella caught nightmares, and it was said that Natalie saw Isabella with a knife in her room, and her eyes were like turned up, and all she could see was white. And she started screaming, and then Isabella said, "Do you remember me?" And then she kept acting like she died. So then the whole entire family was devastated because they didn't know what was wrong. I'm sorry, guys. My words are just, I can't really say. The family of Air France 560 was devastated. They were like crying. They knew if they were on that flight, they would probably be the number of 66 people who died on the flight. They would be the 67 people who would die on the flight. Because the people who died on the flight were only in the middle of the plane. Because as soon as it ripped, some seats fell out, and some people were heavily injured, and some people were just, they died, some people. But I don't want to give you guys, I don't want to scare you, but I'm trying my hardest to tell you that right now, I am trying to entertain you with this story that is fake. It's a fake story. I just want to entertain you guys. And 2 weeks after that horrifying accident of Air France 560, some families and some people lost their whole entire money in their luggage. Honestly, I don't know why they would put their money in their luggage, because their wallet was in their luggage. But Natalie had her luggage safe, even though the pilot, I forgot to say, just because of that, good thing they were over a highway, but also bad thing, because the whole first class section just came off, and there was only the pilot section. Some of the pilots had emergency parachutes. Air France 560, please rest in peace to all of those 65 people who have died. Air France 560, I am so sorry for your loss. And I don't even know why they were flying Air France, dude. They should have been flying Air Italy at this point. But because they're from Italy, you guys get it, right? You guys get it, yes? It's been really cold today, and if I can entertain you with another story that is 50 minutes long, I'd really appreciate it. That is like a 1 hour long. So let's do another scary story. This time it's not about airplanes. So one night on one of the boats, there was a boat in California, and they were getting married on the boat, and the girl was pregnant. They just got married, and as soon as they got married, okay guys, they got okay, bye guys.